When Jungkook rocked the 2026 American Music Awards stage, the global spotlight was on him, and HYB swooped in after winning a major award. Amidst the glitz and glamour of the 2026 American Music Awards, as cameras blazed through the crowd and the roar of fans filled every corner of the venue, the moment unfolded like the climax of a blockbuster movie. The moment Jungkook stood at the front of the line with his fellow members, and the world seemed to stop for a few seconds just to make sure they didn't miss a single detail of the Golden Magne's performance, which had once again captured the global spotlight. From the way he walked onto the stage, from his calm yet charismatic gaze, to the faint smile that immediately elicited screams from the audience, everything felt like tangible proof that Jungkook wasn't just another K-pop star, but a global phenomenon who always managed to rock any stage he stepped on. The purple and blue lights reflecting off the AMA's backdrop made BTS's presence on stage feel even more monumental. In the circulating photos, Jungkook is clearly visible standing confidently alongside the other members, wearing an outfit that captivated the public, an elegant black ensemble that emphasized his increasingly mature, charismatic, and undeniable visuals. While RM held the AMA trophy with a proud smile, cameras from various countries kept focusing on Jungkook, as if the magnet of the global audience had once again found its center of gravity. From any angle, Jungkook stood out. His expression was natural, his body was strong, and his gestures conveyed the aura of a maturing international superstar. The audience's voices grew louder when BTS's name was announced as the recipients of the night's major award. They stood in a row, delivering grateful speeches, but once again, Jungkook was the most talked about highlight. On various social platforms, a video clip showing Jungkook standing with a small smile for the camera went viral within minutes. Hashtags related to his name topped global trends, and even international media accounts reposted the moment. Jungkook's performance that night was likened to a visual director's dream, because everything he did, no matter how small, always looked cinematic and captivating. The excitement of the 2026 AMAs didn't stop on stage. Shortly after the event ended and BTS was confirmed to have taken home the big award, HYB immediately made a swift move that sent fans into a frenzy. Minutes after BTS left the stage, HYB's official account released close-up photos of Jungkook from the AMAs. Photos so sharp and dramatic, they seemed to convey the message that Jungkook's performance that night was one of his best moments of the year. The public suspected that HYB deliberately released these content in response to the sudden surge of global attention focused on Jungkook. Many fans called HYB's swift action a golden strategy that not only capitalized on the momentum but also solidified Jungkook's position as an influential public figure capable of moving the international entertainment industry with just his appearance. Furthermore, various global entertainment media outlets also published articles featuring photos of Jungkook at the 2026 AMAs, from his glamorous angles on stage, to his poses standing alongside the other members, to his natural expressions while listening to RM's speech. Every photo, every second of footage, and every angle capturing Jungkook always generated a new buzz. The audience inside the venue was busy raising their smartphones, trying to capture the moment, emphasizing that Jungkook's position as the center of attention was no accident, but a consequence of his globally recognized charm. This larger narrative was further strengthened when fans described Jungkook's appearance that night as having a comeback aura, even though he was only present to accept an award with the other members. However, the way he carried himself in front of the cameras and the audience successfully created the impression that Jungkook had returned with a more mature, more elegant, and more powerful energy. The aura of his once great international star seemed to have risen to a new level, keeping the world glued to his every move. And after all those glorious moments, the atmosphere backstage at the 2026 AMAs further emphasized the enormity of the wave of attention directed at Jungkook that night. The staff, event crew, and international media gathered in the backstage area seemed to have barely recovered from their shock. Several reporters waiting for their turn to be interviewed were even seen whispering to each other while replaying footage of Jungkook's performance on their own cameras, making sure they didn't miss any of the expressions, gestures, or looks that had the world talking about him in a matter of minutes. Jungkook's aura was powerful, like a magnetic attraction that defies simple explanation, a blend of natural charisma, stage professionalism, and the energy of a global superstar that has lingered for years. Meanwhile, the other members were seen exchanging hugs and pats on the shoulder, basking in their victory with a sense of relief and pride. But to many observers, there was something different about Jungkook that night. The calm he carried seemed to suggest he was fully aware of the global impact that was growing by the second. Even photographers taking candid photos backstage admitted that almost every shot featuring Jungkook looked like a professional editorial shoot, as if any camera would automatically produce the perfect image when pointed at him. At the same time, HYB's swift action began to become a hot topic. Not only did they release high-resolution photos of Jungkook and BTS on the AMA's stage, but they also released a short teaser of their winning moment, complete with a close-up of Jungkook that sent millions of fans into raptures. Many believed that HYB deliberately prepared this content well in advance of the event, as if they knew that anything related to Jungkook that night would generate global attention. This strategy proved to be a resounding success. Engagement on HYB's official account saw a dramatic spike, comments flooded with admiration, and hashtags related to Jungkook and the 2026 AMAs continued to rise to the top of trending topics in dozens of countries. Furthermore, several international media outlets began publishing analytical articles discussing how Jungkook once again demonstrated his dominance on the global stage, even though he didn't perform any singing or dancing at the event. They highlighted how his expressions and visuals alone were enough to command attention, proving that his charm wasn't solely dependent on his performance, but stemmed from a natural presence built over years of experience as a global artist. Several Korean media outlets even called Jungkook's appearance at the AMAs the return of unstoppable global charisma, emphasizing that his stage presence had matured and was unmatched. Fans at the venue, on the other hand, testified that as soon as Jungkook appeared backstage toward the exit, the crowd erupted into a wave of electrifying cheers. Many described Jungkook's aura as a light that radiated more intensely with each movement or simply nodded in acknowledgement to fans calling his name. Some large fan bases even shared slow-motion videos showing Jungkook pausing, looking out at the crowd with a smile, and that small gesture alone created a new trend. The night ultimately concluded with what many media outlets described as one of the most striking moments of the 2026 AMAs, a night when the global spotlight wasn't evenly distributed among the artists, but instead focused with extraordinary intensity on Jungkook. HYB, seeing this global response, is believed to be preparing further steps, whether in the form of new projects, exclusive content, or a series of activities designed to maintain the momentum of peak global attention. But the thing that many will remember most from the 2026 AMAs isn't just BTS's win or HYB's strategic move, but how Jungkook combined poise, visual charm, and superstar charisma in one night, laying the foundation for a grand narrative that will continue to grow. The narrative that no matter where he stands, on stage, backstage, or in the crowd, Jungkook remains the center of gravity, making the entire world pause just to see what he will do next.